By show of hands. Okay, awesome. And how many of you MacBook users, sorry to exclude you other people, could use a productivity boost? Raise your hand. That was a trick question because you all could use a productivity boost. But, alright, so we've developed a product that will go ahead and boost that productivity. So there are numerous studies out there that validate the claim that utilizing a dual monitor in the workplace increases productivity. And I'm sure that many of you have either walked by someone or yourselves have utilized a dual monitor in the workplace. But what happens when you're on the go? So, right back to where I was. What happens when you guys are on the go? On the go being like you're using your laptop computer as opposed to a stationary Mac or computer of some sort. And we come across a couple of routine things. Very, very annoying plastic clamps that you then have to attach your tablet to your iPad to or something else. And then you then have to go into the Play Store or the App Store to further download apps and eventually accomplish something that should be relatively simple, is using that dual monitor to be more productive doing whatever it is that you're doing. But my company creates a mobilized, simple solution for just that. Introducing Plus by Zealous, the world's first semi-permanent mobile dual screen for MacBook computers. So Plus by Zealous is a semi-permanent, for lack of a better term, a case that attaches to your laptop computer that allows the user to extend their monitor left or right, accomplishing what they're either used to accomplishing or what they yearn to accomplish mobily, being the dual monitor. So as you guys can see, it attaches to the computer. You decide whether it's going to go left or right and plot whatever it is that you're going to plot on there, right or left, to multitask, to procrastinate, to open a YouTube video, to open Trello, Slack, whatever it is that everyone's using nowadays to multitask, doing either what they're supposed to be doing or what they're not supposed to be doing. So our target markets are financial professionals because if you are a financial professional, if you know one, they're usually going back and forth with their Excel spreadsheets. Our finance professionals, design professionals, anyone who's using Photoshop, who's using InDesign, who's using anything else that really requires all of their attention being in that program on that one monitor while still having to access their email, open the internet, open iTunes. They're doing just like everything else that we normally do nowadays because we are, my generation is a generation of multitasking, but you guys are forced to adopt what it is that we do today, which is multitasking, as well as college students who are often referencing books, ebooks, projects, notes, you name it, and the average Joe, the obsessive person like myself who has a million tabs open, whether they're Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and all of the like. So we offer you guys a solution to pretty much do what you're supposed to do or do what you're not supposed to do, but productive while you're doing it. So myself, I'm Scarlett Marseille. I invite you guys to follow me on Twitter, email me any and all of your questions because we actually were at last minute something, so I'm lacking a lot of the materials that I should have for this presentation, but I will gladly answer any and all questions that you guys have. And that's it. So, you guys have any questions too? Right in the front.
First question.
Yes.
This is about Zealous.
Yes.
I'm a customer. I want to buy Zealous. What's the cost? I want to go into a store and buy it. I want to buy it on Amazon or at Target. How much is it going to cost?
Like leaving here now?
Yeah, whatever. Next year, tomorrow. How much is it going to cost for a screen extension?
All right. I'm going to answer that question without self-incriminating myself here, so don't quote me. We're finalizing development right now as a company, and being a startup, we were forced, because we only produce it for Mac, to meet a relatively high standard on a bootstrap startup budget. So keep in mind, we plan on CNC machining like all this out of aluminum. We source our retina displays from the the best of the best in Asia, as well as this entire device will be able to be powered off of your MacBook solely without the use of any external power sources or batteries, keeping it very lightweight and very, very efficient. The cost of that will range between $300 and $400 as of now, but with increased volumes and further development and maintaining those relationships with our manufacturers and everything else, we should keep that. We will bring that cost relatively lower in months to come.
Sounds good. Do you have something like that for PCs, for Dell?
We don't have something like that for PCs. I've made the decision to make this solely for Mac, and that's because trying to make an all-encompassing device that will fit any and all computers would have increased costs for production, and at that point you're talking bulky, you're talking heavy, you're talking all of that other stuff. So we're keeping it solely for Mac for 15-inch, not 17-inch and 13-inch MacBook Pros, Retinas, Airs, you name it, we've got it all for MacBook and MacBook only. Any other questions? I think I saw another hand. You.
How much does it weigh?
How much does it weigh? It will weigh similar to the weight of an entire laptop case that encompasses both the top and the bottom, which is about 1 pound. But keep in mind, it's semi-permanent, attached using very subtle but very precise undercuts as a laptop case would. If it gets too heavy, you can simply just ease it off and use your laptop regularly. Any other questions?
How does it get the display signal? Are you using a display port?
We're using display ports, yes. Our display and our power comes from a co-molded adapter that sources power from both the Thunderbolt and the USB adapter. And a majority of all the display comes from that same Thunderbolt adapter. And for future models, we are looking to provide you guys with only the best of the best in terms of user experience. You pull this thing out from the right, it automatically knows it's been disengaged from the right. It will turn on. It will then configure itself to extend your monitor through the right. It will be auto brightness. I'm sorry, I'm speaking very fast. It'll configure itself for brightness, for everything. It'll match the pixel density, the pixel variation, and all of that seamlessly for future models, yes.
You mentioned it's going to be a semi-permanent case. So
yes.
Is it going to be difficult to remove, or?
Not difficult to remove at all. It'll be as difficult to remove as you would remove any plastic laptop case by just simply moving the two or three undercuts slightly out of position, and it should disengage fine.
Am I hearing this correctly that all your development and sourcing is going to happen on the other side of the world?
A majority of our production in terms of like screen and the actual adapter itself will be done in Asia. However, a lot of our plastic components we're sourcing through South America right now.
That means all the development in terms of the technology and everything else, you guys really have no control?
No. All of that is done in the U.S., yes. So our electrical engineering, our development, all that is done in the U.S. And we currently have IP protection on all of that in the U.S. and the European Union, yes. Any other questions?
The resolution going to match the Macintosh screen?
Absolutely. How could we not? We expect to hit market fall of 2016.
I have a good question.
You moved, but
Is that, but I'm still with you. I can hear you, but the thing with the screen, is it retractable?
it is retractable.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that's very nice.
So it's a sliding mechanism that will stay in its house position, very neutral, the same exact size as the actual screen of the MacBook itself, and the user can choose whether to disengage to the right or to the left. Any other questions?
What's the power drain on the MacBook?
The power drain will be similar to you plugging in your iPad to charge it standard from the USB itself. So very minimal.
What's the warranty?
Someone's asking the important questions. The warranty, feel free to, like I said, connect with me either on Twitter or via email, and I will get back to you on that. I just want to give you guys an answer and be wrong on it.
All right, thank you, Zealous.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.